everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves baseball. We got the St. Louis Cardinals traveling to Milwaukee for game number 2 of a doubleheader on July 30th, the last game of July, and the last game before the second All-Star break. So let's get over here and take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals starting lineup for game 2 of this doubleheader. Leading off, playing second base is Julio Chavez. Batting second, playing short is Bob Lillis. Batting third, playing first base is Bill White. Batting fourth, playing third base is Ken Boyer. Batting fifth, playing left field is Charlie James. Batting sixth, playing center field is Kurt Flood. Batting seventh, playing right field is Ed Olivares. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Jamie Schaefer. And on the mound, doing the pitching is Bob GIBSON. It should be a good pitching matchup, folks. After we see who the Braves are going to throw out here today. Leading off for the Braves, playing right field is Lee May. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing center field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Like I said, should be a good pitching matchup because batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Warren Spahn. Let's get down here to the county stadium, get this game started, folks. Hey, how's it going, Steve? Alrighty, and here's the pitch to Javier, and that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Heading over towards the line is Frank Thomas. He cams under it and makes the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring up Bob Lillis. Bob's hitting .250 on the year for the Cardinals. And that's going to be a line drive base hit in the left field. Nice job by Lillis with a lead-off hit in the left. So Lillis is aboard now for Bill White. One down here. And White's batting .270 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Lee May's out there today. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Ken Boyer. Ken Boyer, who had a heck of a game 1 against the Braves. See what he does here in game 2. He's hitting .341 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Frank Thomas hasn't played perfect. Stands there, waits for the ball to come down and makes the catch. So the Cardinals leave Lillis on at first. We go to the bottom of the first. Cardinals nothing. The Braves do up. May, Bowen, and Matthews. May's hitting .243 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Kurt Flood with his speed is going to chase that down easy for out number 1. And that'll bring up Frank Bowen now. Frank's hitting .298 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss strike out. That's the first strikeout for GIBSON today. Here comes Mr. Matthews. And Eddie's hitting .303 on the year. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And who's calling for it? Javier down at second wants it. Camps under it. Waits for it to come down and makes the catch for out number 3. So the Braves go down in order. We go to the top of the second. We got James, Flood, and Olivares due up here for the Cardinals. Charlie's batting .262 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Eddie Matthews. He's up with it near the line. Fires across the diamond to Joe Adcock for out number 1. And that'll bring up Mr. Flood. Kurtz batting .268 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Frank Thomas has been busy out there today. He ranges over, makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down here in the second. And here's Olivares. He's hitting 500 on the year, folks. Only 4 at bats. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Warren Spahn's first strikeout, and the Cardinals go down in order in the second. We get to the bottom of the second. It's still 0-0. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here for the Braves. Hank's batting .305 on the year. And he gets a hold of this one off of Bob with their power. That one's high. That one's far. That one's long. That one's long gone. Sure. Fastball meet fastball hitter. And Hank won this one, folks. That ball was launched out of here. Hank Aaron drives that ball out of right field. It's 1-0 Braves. Now Joe Adcock up with nobody out, hitting .277 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Gibson comes back, strikes Adcock out with some high heat. Now Frank Thomas. Frank's hitting .250 on the year. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's a walk. Bob Gibson walks him. He's got the W factor. So Frank Thomas walks on down to first. We'll bring up Joe Torre now with Frank at first and 1 out. Joe's hitting .252 on the year. And that's going to be another base on balls. All of a sudden, Gibson can't find the strike zone. He thinks they're almost squeezing him a little bit here in Milwaukee. So back-to-back walks brings up McMillan. McMillan's hitting .207 on the year, folks. 1 out. Thomas down at second. Torrey down at first. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. I don't think it's going to be deep enough for Frank to make it over to third. James makes the catch for out number 2. That leaves it up to Warren Spahn. And Warren's not a bad hitter, folks. He's hitting a .196, but he's got 2 home runs on the year. So Gibson better be careful with him. And that ball is hit down the second. Javier's got it. And it's a high pop-up. He calls for it, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 1 on the Hank Aaron home run and take a 1-0 lead, folks. So we go to the top of the third. We'll have Schaefer, Gibson, and then back to the top of the order in Javier. Schaefer's hitting .229 on the year for the Cards. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Spahn's second strikeout of the game. Brings up Mr. Gibson himself. He wasn't a bad hitting pitcher, but he's hitting .088 on the year. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field because we don't need no stinking DH, Bob says. Like I say, Gibson's not a bad hitting pitcher. So he finds himself down at first with a single. We're back to the top of the order. Javier flew out to Frank Thomas his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Lee Mays out in right field today. He comes in a few steps, makes the catch. 2 down now with Gibson down at first. Willis singled his first time up. See what Bob does this time. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Mac's going to go to short way over this. He's going to go the long way over to first. Fires over to Joe Adcock to end the inning. So Gibson gets on with a single and gets stranded at first. We go to the bottom of the third. The top of the orders due up. May, Bolin, and Matthews for the Braves. May flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. That is Bob Gibson's third walk of the game, folks. He's struggling a little bit with control. I'll bring up Frank Bolin now. The runner down at first, nobody out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Ken Boyer comes charging in on it. His own. He plays over the first. Fires over, gets bowling. I'll put Lee May in scoring position for Eddie Matthews. Eddie popped up the second his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Is that deep enough to get Lee May over? Kurt Flood comes in, makes the catch. And with 2 outs, May's going to stay down there in scoring position for Hank. No use getting thrown out at third, especially Hank already homered in this game. See if he can go back to back against Gibson. And he squares it up, folks. Can he hit another one out of here? That ball is hit in the deep center field off the wall. Ricochets a crazy way. And that brown-eyed handsome man's turning for third. And Hank Aaron's got a triple. Where's Beatles when you need him? And it is 2-0 Braves, with Aaron down at third with 2 outs for Joe Hancock. Joe struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Line drive down the second. Sorry about that. And that'll be the third out. Hit it right on the button, but right at Javier. So the Braves score 1 on the triple by Aaron and lead this game 2-0 in the fourth. We got White, Boyer, and James due up here for the Cards. Hey, what's going on, Hunter? And Mr. White flew out the right his first time up. And that's a drive in the right field, bounces off the wall. And Bill White will be standing down at second with a leadoff double here, folks, in the fourth. That'll bring up Ken Boyer. Boyer's 0 for 1, flew out Frank Thomas his first time up. But he ain't flying out this time, folks. He squares this ball up, drives that ball into the gap in right and left field. And that splits them. Hank Aaron goes over and gets the ball. That'll score Bill White, and now Ken Boyer's down at second and cuts the lead in half to 2-1. Still nobody out. Brings up Charlie James. He grounded out the third his first time up, and that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. I don't think that's going to be deep enough to get Ken over, and it's not. Lee May comes in, makes the catch. Boyer stays put at second with 1 out now. Mr. Flood's up now. Kurt flew out the Frank Thomas his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball in the left field. Frank takes a few steps back, makes the catch. And again, Boyer will hold at second. Now with 2 outs for Ed Olivares. Olivares struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Frank's busy out there today, folks. Makes the catch, but the Cardinals score 1 on the Ken Boyer double, and it's a 2-1 game now. And Frank Thomas is up, followed by Torrey and McMillan here in the fourth. Frank walked his first time up, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Bob Lillis at short. Over in the gap, picks it up, fires over the first. And that'll get Frank for out number 1. Brings up Joe Torrey. He walked his first time up also. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Kurt Flood's got it. Makes the catch. And that'll be 2 up and 2 down. See if McMillan can get the Bob here. Get somebody on. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves go down in order, folks. We go to the top of the 5th. Cardinals 1, Braves 2. Schaefer, Gibson, and Javier due up here in the 5th. Schaefer's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be ball 1, 1-0 pitch from SPAHN. And he drives that 1-0 pitch in the right field for a base hit. So Schaefer's aboard now. Gibson's going to try to sacrifice him down to second. Get him in scoring position here. Gibson singled his first time up. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike one. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike two. And he gets the bunt down, folks, on the 0-2 pitch. And Joe Torre's only play is going to be down the first with Frank Bolin covering. So runner on at second, one down now for Javier. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a base on balls. So first and second now with one out for Bob Lillis. Lillis is 1 for 2 today. Singled and grounded out the short his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Eddie Matthews comes charging in, fires over the Joe Adcock. He'll get the second out, but Schaefer will head down the third. Javier down the second. So second and third now with 2 outs for Bill White. He's 1 for 2 with a double and scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Aaron steps back near the track, makes the catch, and the Braves get out of the mess with nobody scoring. Cardinals move 2 on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 1-run game for the Braves. We got SPAHN and then back to May and Bolin. SPAHN's 0 for 1. He popped up the second his first time up. Not this time. He connects with this one, folks. He said, what Bob can do, I can do better. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And that's a stand-up double for Mr. SPAHN. I told you we had some good hitting pitchers here today. Hey, Beatles, just in time. Old Warren Spine says we don't need no stinking DH, and gets a stand-up double to start this 5th inning off. That'll bring up Lee May now. May walked his last time up and flew out to center. See if he can drive in SPAHN from second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Is he going to look the runner back? He does. So he fires that ball over to first. And SPAHN will stay down there at second with 1 out now for Frank Bolin. And of course, SPAHN didn't stay down there at second like he was supposed to. So we'll go back. And try it again. And now let's see if he stays down at second for Frank Bolin. Hey, 007. And he does this time. Frank Bolin struck out and grounded out the third his first 2 times up. And he connects with this one, folks, and drives that down the third base. Nice play by Ken Boyer. And he'll fire over to first. Nice dive and stop. SPAHN will get down the third, though, but that was a base hit stolen from Ken Boyer. Good play. I don't know if SPAHN would have scored or not, but it might have saved a run. See if Eddie Matthews can come through here with 2 outs. And no, he can't. That's hit down to second. Nice line drive, though, sure. Line drive down the third, rather. Ken Boyer's just killing them. Robbed another base hit, folks. Definitely saved a run that inning. Tip your hat to Ken Boyer, and of course, he's due to lead off. And then followed by James and Flood. And let's see what he does here. He's already doubled with an RBI today. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the center field. Hank Aaron returns the favor, folks, and robs Ken Boyer of at least a single and maybe a double. Nice play by Henry Aaron, playing center field today. Seeing some good defensive plays here. That brings up Charlie James. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Eddie Matthews. He fields it, fires over the first, 2 down. Here's Kurt Flood now. And Kurt's 0 for 2. He's flown out to Frank Thomas both times. And this time he drives the ball the other way. Lee May can't get it. He'll take it on a bounce. Kurt Flood's on with a single. And that'll bring up Eddie O'Bara. He's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to Frank Thomas. And that's going to be a pop-up in the foul territory. Joe Torre takes control of it, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. And the Cardinals leave Flood down at first. We go to the bottom of the 6th. St. Louis Cardinals 1, Milwaukee Braves 2. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here against Bob Gibson. Aaron's already homered and tripled. Let's see if we can get a double here, folks. And he says he's going to square it up again, sure. And this time he does get a double. Drives that ball into the gap in right field. And there's Mr. Aaron, a single away from the cycle. He hit a cycle earlier in the year, folks. For his second cycle of the year. Henry Aaron down at second with nobody out. Here comes Mr. Joe Adcock. He struck out and lined out the Javier. Hit it right on the button the last time. Let's see if he can get it past him this time. That's a big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gibson fires the high heat in there. Now it's up to Mr. Thomas. He's 0 for 1. He walked his first time out and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a base on balls again. Gibson thought that was a strike. He's not very happy. Here comes Joe Torre now. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Joe's 0 for 1. Flew out to center and walked. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Can they turn 2, folks? Bob Lillis up with it. He fires over the Javier. Over to Bill White at first, and Joe Torre's going to beat it out. Aaron will end up down at third. So we got first and third for McMillan. Max 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. Can he give the Braves some insurance here? And no, he can't, folks. That's going to be a ground ball down to first. Bill White's got it. Tosses over to Gibson covering. And that'll end the 6th, and the Braves leave 2-1. We go to the top of the 7th. Still hanging on to that 1-run lead. Schaefer, Gibson, and Javier due up here in the 7th. Probably have a pitch hitter here for Bob. Schaefer's 1 for 2. He struck out and singled his last time up. And that's popped right up the chute. Joe Torre throws the mask off, makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. And they're going to pitch hit here for Gibson. See who they're going to bring out here to pitch hit. I think they're going to bring out Don Tusky. He's going to come out. See if Don can get on base here for the Cardinals. Most of the right-handed bats are already in the lineup. There's Don. And he's batting .301 on the year, folks. 1 out, nobody on against SPAHN. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Mack at short. Mack goes in the hole to get it. Plants, fires, and he'll get him at first for out number 2. Brings up Javier now. He is 0 for 2 with a walk today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Eddie Matthews, Mr. Reliable, normally down there, muffs that one, folks. That's going to be an E5. Can the Cardinals take advantage of this error and tie this game up? Lillis is 1 for 3. Singled his first time up and then grounded out the third and the short. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Hank Aaron's out there today, folks. He makes the catch. So the error doesn't come back to bite him. We'll go to the 7th inning stretch. See who the Cardinals are going to bring out here to pitch the 7th inning here. They got 2 games off, so everybody's available. Got the All-Star break. You got SPAHN due up, and then May, and then Bowling. I don't know if they'll pitch it for SPAHN or not. So I think they're going to go with Mr. Simpson. Kurt's going to come in here and pitch. Going to bring the lefty in. Plus, they got lefties on the bench. So, force their hand here. And I think that is going to be it for SPAHN. We're going to go to the bullpen for the 8th and 9th. Let's see here. Who do they want to go with? They're going to go with Gino, who's going to come out here and pitch hit for Mr. SPAHN. Gino's hitting .222 on the year, folks. Let's see what he can do against Kurt. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Bob Lillis calls for it near the mound, makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1 here in the 7th inning. We're back to the top of the lineup, and Lee May. May is 0 for 2 today with a walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Bill White's got it. Taking himself for out number 2. And that'll bring up Frank Bowling, who's 0 for 3. He's due, folks. But not today. He's not. That ball is hit down the short. Easy play for Lillis. And 1, 2, 3 goes to Braze. And let's see. You got a lefty, righty due up. And I think they're going to go with old Don's going to come in here and try to get his 25th save on the year, folks. Like I said, you got 2 days off. So 2 innings sure ain't going to hurt him. So Don's going to come in here for a 2-inning save. He'll be facing White, Boyer, and James. Bill White's 1 for 3 today with a double. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Bowling for out number 1 here in the 8th. That brings up Ken Boyer now. Ken's been smoking hot. He's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And that's going to be hit down to Joe Adcock. He fields it cleanly, steps on the bag for out number 2. Now Charlie James is up. Charlie's 0 for 3. Let's see here. They might go to the bench here. And they are. They're going to bring in Stan the Man. Stan the Man's going to come in here and pitch hit for Charlie. He'll stay in the game and play. Left field. Here's the pitch to Stan. He's hitting a cool 300 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Lee May camps under it. Says he's got it. Waits for it to come down and makes the catch, folks. 1, 2, 3 goes the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-1 Milwaukee. Like I say, Stan will stay in and play left field. And Kurt will be facing Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Eddie's 0 for 3. Let's see if he can get off the snide here. And he walks Eddie. Eddie trots on down to first. That brings up Henry, Hank, Aaron. He's a single away from the cycle, folks. He's tripled, homered, and doubled. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that ball is driven in the left field, and Stan the man gets it. And Hank won't get the cycle unless they tie this ball game up, folks. 1 out now in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Joe Adcock. He's 0 for 3 today. And he's going to be 0 for 4 because that's a fly ball in the right field for out number 2. So Matthews patiently waiting down at first. Frank Thomas to drive him in. Let's see if he can. He's walked twice today, and he is grounded out to short. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Drives that ball deep over right field bleachers, and that is a 2-run homer. Frank Thomas gives the Braves a 4-1 lead, folks. A little breathing room going to the top of the 9th. That'll bring up Joe Torre. Joe is 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss, strike 3. Joe was trying to go back to back. But the Braves scored 2 on the Frank Thomas home run. We go to the top of the 9th. Braves leading by 3. You got Flood. And probably a pitch hitter for O'Varis. And then maybe even a pitch hitter for Schaefer. So let's see here. Yeah, we'll probably have Cunningham come out and pitch hit and Samwoski. But Flood's up first, folks. Here's the pitch to Kurt. He's 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Okay. Cunningham's going to come up here now and pitch hit for Ed. See what Joe can do. Joe's hitting 301 on the year. Here's the pitch from Don. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 9th. Can he strike the side out? We're going to pitch hit for Jim Schaefer here. Carl Sandusky going to come out here and pitch hit. Bringing all the lefties in the game, that's for sure. Trying to get somebody on against Don. 2 outs, nobody on, down to the last out. 4-1 ball game. Carl's hitting 341 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. McMillan deep in the hole. Fires over to first. And he gets Carl with his catcher's speed. And that is the ball game, folks. Braves win 4-1. Let's take a look at the box score here. Cardinals 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. Cardinals out hit the Braves, but where it counts, the Braves win. 4 runs on only 5 hits and an error. Nobody with multiple hit game. Ken Boyer was 1 for 4, drove in the only run. Cardinals was 1 for 6 with runners on scoring position and left 7 on. And Hank Aaron was the man for the Braves. 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Frank Thomas 1 for 2 with 2 walks and that 2-run homer. And that was all the scoring the Braves got was from those two. The Braves was 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 on. Hey, Carlos. Gibson goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, struck out 4, and gave up the home run. Simmons comes in, 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up the 2-run homer to Frank Thomas. Warren Spahn goes 7 innings, gives up 6 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 2. And Don comes in and gets his 24th save of the year. 2 innings, struck out 2. Alrighty, let's do some fast play here. And the first game is going to be the Reds going up to Chicago to take on the Cubbies. And the Cubbies win a close one. The Reds 4 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Cubs 5 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. And we got a double hitter here. See if the Reds can bounce back and split this one against the Cubs. And the Cubbies sweep the doubleheader. Reds 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Cubbies 7 runs on 9 hits and an error. Now we got the Giants going to Philadelphia to take on the Phils. See what happens here in Pennsylvania. And the Phillies shut the Giants out, folks. The Giants no runs on 5 hits and no errors. And the Phillies 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. That one's a complete game shutout for the Phils. Nice job by him. Phillies, one of the bright spots in this season. Now we got the Dodgers going to PA also this time to take on the Pirates. Both California teams are in Pennsylvania. We got Drysdale against Gibbon. See what happens here. Can the Pennsylvania team sweep these California boys? And they do. How about that? Dodgers 3 runs on 7 hits and an error. And the Pirates 4 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. How about this? The Groat 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Game must have went into extra innings. Let's take a look. Face pitched 1 inning and got us win here. Nope, they won it in the bottom of the 9th. Let's take a look at the scorecard here in the 9th inning for the Pirates. Started off with a pop-up. Christopher came in and walked. Vernon singles, gets a single, and then Groat singles him in, and Skinner singles in Vernon. How about that? And it looks like Sherry got the loss. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, Sherry got the loss. Alrighty, let's take a look at the standings after July, because there's no game July 31st. Because like I say, they got the All-Star game. Yeah, like I say, that's pretty good. Beating old Drysdale, I think. Let's take a look at the expanded standings here. for both the American and National League after July. You got the Yankees 67-35, 166 run differential, won 8 out of the last 10 on a 3-game winning streak. 36-14 at home, 31-21 on the road. Tigers are 4.5 games back. Baltimore is 5.5 games back. How about them Twins? 8.5 games back for their first year in Minnesota. White Sox 10 games back. Angels 19.5. Red Sox and Indians 23. Senators 31.5. And the A's are 34 games back. Excuse me, Milwaukee 60-38. 107 run differential. 6-4 in their last 10 games on a 4-game winning streak. 29-19 at home. 31-19 on the road. San Francisco's now 2.5 games back. The Reds, after losing 3 in a row to the Braves, are 7.5 games back. Cardinals are 11. Cubbies 12. Dodgers 13. Pirates 15.5. And the Phils are 26.5 games back. What else we got here? Let's take a look at league batting. San Francisco's leading the league with a 284 batting average. Cardinals 280. Dodgers 275. So the top 3 teams in batting average is all in the National League. Tigers 265. The Reds 263. Yankees and Pirates at 262. Twins at 260. And everybody else under 260. Let's take a look at hits. Who's leading the league in hits? Giants leading the league in hits with 1,014. How about doubles? Reds leading with doubles, 183. The Cubbies with 41 triples. Guess the ball's getting bounced around out there off the wall into the well. Home runs. Yankees way ahead, 170 home runs. Let's take a look at runs scored here. Yankees with 6-run advantage on the Tigers, 597. Look at RBIs. Yankees 552 RBIs. Stolen bases. The Dodgers leading the league with 89 stolen bases. And it's been caught the most, 46 caught stealings. How about walks? Who's walked the most? The Red Sox, 471 walks. See who struck out the most. The Phillies, 636 strikeouts. On base percentage, who's leading on base? The Tigers with a 351 on base percentage. The Giants with a 452 slugging percentage. And the Giants with an OPS of 795. Let's take a look at the pitching stats for the league. Orioles leading with a 318 team ERA. Yankees 327. Braves 339. See who's up top. Pitching wins, man. Giants 354. Tigers 362. White Sox 371. The Reds 373. Pirates 390. Not bad for the Pirates there. Beatles with a 390 ERA. Dodgers 395. Twins 398. And everybody else is over 4. Let's look at whip here. The Braves leading the majors with whip on 1.19. Yankees next, 123. Orioles 1.3 along with the Tigers. Giants 1.31. White Sox and Dodgers 1.36. Pirates 1.37. And the Reds 1.4, everybody else over 1.4. Let's see who has the most complete games. Orioles have 28 complete games. The Giants 27. Braves 25. Indians 25. Tigers and Yankees 24. Dodgers and Red Sox 23. White Sox and Twins 22. And everybody else is below 20. Who's leading the league with the most saves? The Yankees with 31 saves. Braves next with 27. Twins with 26. Orioles with 22. White Sox, Cubs, and Cardinals with 21. And everybody else is under 20. Look at strikeouts here. Dodgers leading the league with most strikeouts, 640. Then it really drops off. Reds 590, and then it drops off even bigger. Twins with 564. Orioles with 563. Who's walked the most? The Angels 436, and then the Red Sox with 434. A's and Senators is 406. Twins at 404, and the Orioles and Yankees are pretty high up on that list, 400 and 398. Yeah, intentional walks. Who's intentionally walked the most? Twins and Pirates. Who's given up the most hits? The Cubbies. Sure, Cubbies by far. Who's given up the most doubles? The Cubbies again. Most triples. The Phillies have given up the most triples along with the Pirates and Reds, all three tied at 34. Who's given up the most home runs? The Indians with 121. Most runs given up. The A's. Who's given up the least runs? The Braves. Orioles have given up the next. Only one behind them. How about earned runs? Orioles have given up the least, followed by the Yankees, the Braves, Giants, Pirates, and Tigers. Who's given up the most? The Indians. Take a look here at some of the stats here for each team. Thanks, Beatles. I'm enjoying it, that's for sure, bud. Let's take a look here at simulated stats for the Braves. Got Hank Aaron as far as guys that's played decent games, leading them with a 310 average. Matthews 301. Frank Bolin at 295. Joe Adcock at 274. Mac the Knife 263. Let's see here with doubles. You got Aaron with 19 along with Matthews. Torian McMillan at 16. Joe Adcock with 10. Let's see what triples. Oh, Henry Aaron with 9 triples. Frank Bolin with 6. How about this? Two guys you wouldn't think of. Joe Torre and Frank Thomas with 2 apiece. Matthews with 1, May, and Mac. And here's another catcher with 1, old Dale. Crazy. Joe Adcock leading with 22 home runs. Aaron with 20. Matthews with 19. Frank with 16. How about this? Both Franks. Frank Thomas 16, Frank Bolin 15, and Lee May 11. Not bad. Not bad. Who's walked the most? Eddie Matthews with 53. Let's see who's struck out the most. That'd be McMillan with 57. Eddie Matthews scored 76 times. I think Matthews is leading the team with the RBIs also. Yep. Matthews 1 ahead of Aaron. Aaron's leading with stolen bases, I'm sure. Yep, with 13. Hasn't been caught. Lee has been caught 3 times. Alk has been caught twice. On base percentage. Spangler. Matthews is 385 on base percentage. See, he's leading with slugging percentage here. Aaron with a 556 slugging percentage. OPS. That'd be Aaron with a 0.922 hit by pitches. Oh, McMillan's been hit 5 times. Sacrifice hits. Bob Buell. Notebook with 3 apiece. Sacrifice flies. Frank Bolin with 4. Intentional walks. Hank Aaron's been intentionally walked 13 times. Joe Adcock twice. Matthews hitting in front of Aaron's been walked once intentionally. I'm surprised any at all. Let's take a look at the Yankees stats here through 100 and some games here at the All-Star break, second All-Star break. Well, I'll go back here and take a look at the pitching stats for the Braves first. Forgot about that. Go back and look at the pitching. Alrighty. Lou Burdette and Warren Spahn tied with 11 wins apiece. Buell and Wiley with 10. 4 guys in double digits. Spahn and Buell with 6 losses. Spahn with 5. Notebook with 4. Carl and Raymond with 3, and along with Grabowski. He's leading with an ERA. As far as starters, it's Spahn with a 266, followed by Burdette, 327. Bob Buell, 341. Not bad when everybody's under 4. Carl Wiley with a 3.93. Let's look at whip here. Warren Spahn with a 0.95 whip. Notebook, 0.99. Not bad when 2 starters are under 1. Wiley at 1.18. Burdette 1.21. Henley 1.23. Bob Buell 1.31. Not bad at all. Complete games. Lou's completed every game he started. Oh, that's game started. I want complete games. Get ready to say. Spahn 9. Burdette 8. Bob 4. Carl 2. And Notebook and Henley 1 apiece. He earned runs. He's given up. Here, let's do starts. Look at the starters. Well, Carl with 44 earned runs. Hits. He's given up the most hits. Burdette's given up the most hits. Followed by Spahn. He's walked the most as far as starting pitchers. Bob Buell, 66. Who has the most strikeouts? Buell and Burdette, and Spahn's only 1 behind. He's given up the most home runs. Spahn's given up 19 along with Carl. Burdette's given up 18. Bob's 17. Intentional walks. Spahn's the only one that's intentionally walked somebody. Hit batsman. Lou Burdette's hit 7. Tony's hit 3. Now let's go to the Braves. Yankees here. Take a look at the batters first. batting average. Yogi with a 319. Howard 312. Scouring just tearing them up. 297. Like I say, Mick here lately hasn't been hitting well. Let's look at his last few games here. 0 for 4, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 5, 0 for 2. Like I say, he has not been hot. That's for sure. When was the last time he had a home run? It's back in the middle of July. July 17th is the last time he hit a home run. Sure. How many games is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games since the mix hit. Oh no, there's a home run I missed there. 26th. 26th. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games before he hit a home run. Now how many games has it been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games since he's hit another one. Like I say, there for a while, he was hitting way over 300. Got Quebec hitting 284. Then Rogers got his batting average up to 254. He was hitting under 250 for a long while. Yeah, he's due is right, Beatles. Hopefully he comes out of this All-Star break. Truthfully, that's what happened. Now, the first All-Star breaks when he went into that slump, because the All-Star break was back in, let's look here. I think the All-Star break was the beginning of July, the first All-Star break. Be able to tell here. When he missed a bunch of games. Yeah, starting the 13th. He had a 2 for 5 game there. 2 for 4 game. 2 for 4. Yep, ever since the first All-Star break, he's been slumping. See if this All-Star break gets him out of it. And like I say, Roger, since the All-Star break's been hitting. Of course, I said that now. When we look at his last 3 games, he's been 0 for 10. But 1 for 4 with a home run, 1 for 4 with a double, 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 for 3 with a home run, 2 for 5 with a double, 1 for 4 with a home run, 2 for 4 with a home run, 0 for 4 that game, 2 for 5, 1 for 5 with a home run, 2 for 4 with a home run. He's been carrying them here since the All-Star break. 1 for 3, 1 for 5. Yeah. Of course, hitting in front of Mick sure doesn't hurt. That's for sure. Yep, but here's the man. This is the one. Look at this. This is crazy. Take a look at his real stats compared to his real stats. He's already hit 2 home runs more than he's supposed to. 6 more RBIs. I mean, 4 more RBIs than what he's supposed to. Sure. Striking out about right. Yeah. Batting 297 compared to 267. I mean, he has been tearing them up. He's been the man. Because it seems like every time Mick fucks up, this Scouring just picks him up, man. Batting 288 against righties, 317 against lefties, 19 home runs already against righties. Yeah, sure. Let's look at some of his daily stats. 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 3 for 5 with a home run, 1 for 3, 2 for 4 with a double, 4 for 5 with a home run, 4 for 5 with a home run. Sure. 1 for 5 with a home run, 1 for 5 with a home run, 2 for 5 with a home run. Like I say, that was before the All-Star break era. And he didn't play from the All-Star break until July 17th. I don't know if he was actually hurt and they didn't put him on the DL, but he didn't play for him. So, damn, that's a hell of a month. Half a month is a hell of a month for him. I wish they did that in this game, gave you monthly stats like Action PC does. I like looking at what they did per month. Another guy that started finally hitting too after the All-Star break was Bobby Richardson. I mean, 243 don't sound like much, but he was batting around 230. 1 for 4, 0 for 4. But like I say, 2 for 5, 3 for 5, 1 for 5, 3 for 4, 2 for 5, 0 for 4, and an 0 for 4. Pitched hit there and got on. 1 for 1, 1 for 5, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 2 for 4. Like I say, he's brought the batting average up. He's the one that's kind of underperforming. Supposed to be hitting like 260, hitting 243. Imagine if he was getting on base for them guys. Jeez, you Pete's. Yeah. Actually, his on base percentage is about right. 294 compared to 295. So, yeah, not bad. He's walking more than what he's supposed to. So that's not too bad as far as on base percentage. As far as being a leadoff guy for him. Quebec, though. Quebec's having a good year. Tony, 284. But to see his on base percentage is lower than what it's supposed to be. He's not walking. So, I mean, a little bit of both. Let's take a look at the pitching stats here for the Yanks. Okay. Whitey 16-6. He's lost one more game already, and he's supposed to. 2 more games. He's supposed to be 25-4, 16-6. But nice ERA, 280. Whip is nice, 1.1. Let's take a look here. Let's go with wins here. You got Whitey with 16, Stafford with 13, Terry and Sheldon with 8, Bud Daly with 5, Art, who's no longer with them, with 3, Coates with 3, Ruffin with 3, Turley and McDermott with 2, along with Luis, then Downing and Clever with 1 apiece. All right, take a look here and look at the ERA. Whitey 280, Stafford 223, Terry 226. Look at that, 3 of your 4 starters under 3. Sheldon barely over 3, 3.08. Daly 3.79. I mean, that batting lineup gets a lot of credit, but that's a hell of a pitching staff. Hell of a pitching staff. Look at the whips. Whitey 1.1. I mean, the Braves had 2 guys under 1, but look at that. 1.1, 1.02 for Stafford, 1.04 for Terry, Sheldon 1.24, 1.24 for Daly. Darn. Complete games. Whitey with 8. Stafford and Sheldon with 5 apiece. Terry with 4. Art, like I say, he's now with the A's with 1. And Coates with 1. How about that? Whitey giving up 58 earned runs, 71 earns total. Man, a lot of unearned runs when he's pitched. Hey, Mike. Oh, yeah, nice weekend, Mike. I hope you did too. Just looking at some of the stats after the game. It's the second All-Star break. They had 2 All-Star games in 61. This is the end of July. Just kind of taking a look here. See about hits here. Whitey's giving up 112. Terry 93. Sheldon 86. Stafford 82. Bob Turley 80. Bob Turley's now on the DL. And here, that's Whitey's problem this year. 93 walks. Definitely Whitey's problem when he gets in trouble is the walks. If he can stay out of walks, Whitey's awesome. Sheldon with 52. Turley with 46. Terry with 34. Coates with 31. Stafford with 29. Not bad. Like I say, Whitey's the one. Whitey gives up a lot of walks for me. He actually lost a game. I think he well the no hitter that I took him out of. Yeah, I took him out of a no hitter because I didn't realize he had a no hitter until I took him out of the game. Let's see where that was. What game was that? He walked a bunch of them that game. Where's the no hitter? Two hits, 5 hits, 2. There it is. June 18th. No hits, gave up 2 runs, struck out 6, walked 6. So I took him out and didn't know that because it was like a 3. It might have been a 2-1 game. They might have been losing. So I pitched hit for him. And like I say, he was pitching a no hitter, but gave up 2 runs because of the damn walks. Yeah. Let's go back and take a look at that game. That was June 18th. June 18th, pitching a no hitter, and I took him out of the game. Unbelievable. Where's the June 18th game? It was against the Tigers, huh? No hitting the Tigers. Darn. Let's take a look at the scorecard here. Yeah, got an error, walked 2 in the 3rd. Then to start the 5th inning, a walk, an error, and another walk. Walks the bases loaded. Walks in a run, and then a sacrifice fly. And I'm like I say, I believe they was behind when I took him out. Yeah, they was losing 2-0 when I took him out. I pitched hit for him in the 7th inning, if I remember right. Let's see when I pitched hit for him. Pitched hit for him in the 8th. So they was losing 2-1 when I pitched hit for him. Crazy. Crazy game. Like I say, if I'd have known it, I probably wouldn't have pitched hit for him, but it made sense at the time. Yeah, it made sense at the time. Bob Serve did get him over, Joe over the 2nd, and then Bobby Richardson with the RBI single. So it did work out that they scored. tied the game up. And then Yogi wins it in the 9th. Crazy. Crazy taking him out. Let's look at Beatles' Pirates here. See how they're doing at the All-Star break. I know Clemente's leading the league. I think he's leading all majors in batting average. Okay. Yeah, Clemente, look at that. 357 Beatles. Not bad at all. 23 doubles, 4 triples, 9 home runs. He's only walked 13 times. That's surprising. Struck out 44. Scored 50, 48 RBIs. 6 stolen bases, been caught 3 times. Yeah, exactly. Having a hell of a year. Let's look and see what he's supposed to do. 357, 351. Very close. I mean, most of these games, of course, is done by Digital Diamond. Only games that is against the Braves is Appa. Like I say, I wish it let you look and see what he did against the month and against teams. Be neat to see, especially with doing it the way I am. See what kind of stats he had against the Braves compared to the rest of the league. It'll be pretty neat. Hitting 352 against righties, 365 against lefties. So the 352 against righties is better than what he's supposed to, right on the ballpark. Yeah. Like I say, this engine looks like it's an excellent engine with doing this replay. Because like I say, the only stats are the Braves and the Yankees. That's Appa the whole year. Everybody else's is mainly Digital Diamond, besides the 19 or 22 games, depending on what league it is. See who else. Oh, Smokey's having a hell of a year. 309, 6 home runs, 12 doubles, 3 triples. Yeah, Smokey's not doing bad. 309, 303, close. Well, Johnny Logan started out the year with the Braves. He's doing good for the Pirates. Hasn't played much, yeah. But the few at-bats he's got. Old Dick's not doing bad at first. Batting 284. Same with Skinner. Skinner batting 284. Must be their pitching, Beatles. Has to be their pitching when we look at it. That's not a bad lineup. Don's hitting 278. Vernon 261. Like I say, not bad. Christopher, how many games has he played? 46 games, batting 281. So, yeah, their lineup ain't bad. Not bad at all. Dick Grote, 230. What did he hit that year? 275. So he's a disappointment. He must have been drinking too much, celebrating last year's World Series. The Grote. The rest of them's doing good. Let's take a look at the pitching staff. Look at the starters here. Friend, 383. That's not bad. What was his ERA that year? 385. So Gibbon, there's your man. But they must not be scoring for him. He's 7-9 with a 2.91 ERA. So I guess the games that he's pitching, they're not scoring. And he's doing better than he's supposed to. Old Joe's not pitching bad. Then the rest of them must fall off. Law's not active right now, but 310 ain't bad. Schultz 359. Francis getting lit up 5.21. How many starts? 6 starts. I mean, they're not terrible. Harvey with a 386 ERA. Like I say, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, when Gibbons pitching, they must not be hitting for him to be under 500 with an under a 3 ERA and a WHIP of 1.15. Yeah. Of course, I mean, talking about nine more runs, that's unearned. Hey, 007, just looking at some stats here after the All-Star break and at the end of July. Yeah, like I say, what about the bullpen here? Has the bullpen been getting lit up? Let's see, games pitched. Yeah, Face hasn't done much to 4 ERA. Like I say, Schultz mainly out of the bullpen. Clem, 3.52. That's not bad. Out of the pen. Witt, he getting lit up of a 5.12. Like say Francis, we done talked about. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why they shouldn't have won more games. They must be getting some tough losses. Let's look here at them. Go to their schedule here. See what kind of losses they're having. Beatles, it looks like I say they're having some tough losses. Four to 2, 5 to 3, 6 to 5. And they won 7 to 3, 6 to 4, 111 and then there they got blown out by the Cubbies 6-0 and 6-0, 6 to 4. The Braves beat them. I beat the Braves 2 to 1, and they beat the Braves 3 to 2. Swept the Braves there. Beat the Phillies. Reds 6 to 2. Then a 7 to 6, 5 to 3. Excuse me. 4 to 1. There's an 8 to 7 win. There's an 8 to 1. There's 11 to 2. The Reds 3 to 2 loss though. There they beat the Phillies twice. Lost 1-0 to the Braves. Man, they've been beating the Braves pretty good, Beatles. 7 to 5 there. Lost to the Cubbies by 1. Lost by 2. Braves beat them there and beat them there by 5 and 6. Lost by 2. Sure got blown out there though. Lost by 2. Got blown out there. Lost by 1. Lost by 2. Lost by 2. Lost by 2. Let's see what they are in one-run games. That should be in that report, I would think. Let's see here. Let's go to league. Let's see here. Here's wins by month. Look at that for the league. Oh, damn, can they make out any goddamn smaller? That's a useless chart. Yeah, that is completely useless chart. Mm, yeah. See what the Pirates has done against everybody here for you. 6-7 against the Braves, 5-6 against the Giants, 3-6 against the Cubbies. Got a winning record against the Dodgers. San Francisco's beating up on them, 4-14. Winning record against the Phils, 10-3. Reds 4-7. So, like I say, playing the Braves close, 6-7 against them. Let's see what else they got here. That's just the team. Doesn't split it into anything else, doesn't. Just lefty righty splits. Yeah, just lefty righty splits. I wish they went into more depth with that. Like I say, by month and by team, something like that. You select a player here and go by daily stats. So he's striking out a little more, getting more hits. Here, let's select this by team. See what he's done against the Braves here. Against Bob Buell, he's hitting 385. That's a pretty cool stat. I didn't know that was in here. See what each player's done against each pitcher he's faced. Hitting 500 against Carl. What's he hitting against Spawn? He hitting 429 against Spawn. Hitting 357 against Lou Burdett. He's hitting the Braves good, I'll tell you that. Look at that stats. Sure. Yeah, he's definitely hitting the Braves good. I guess that's why they're playing the Braves so tough. He's killing them. Killing the Braves. Let's look at Smokey, see what he's doing against the Braves. He's having a good year too. Okay. Hitting 308 against Burdett. What's he hitting against Spawn? Oh, Smokey probably don't play against Spawn since he's a lefty. That's what it looks like. Yeah, they haven't played him against Spawn. I didn't know all this was in here with this stuff. That's pretty cool. Go with some pictures here. Okay. Bring up a picture. How about Joe Gibbon? See what he's done against the Braves. See what Matthews is hitting against him. 250. He's doing a good job with him. Hank Aaron's gotten to him. Hank's batting 500 against Friend, or Gibbon rather, right? This is Gibbon. Yeah, Joe Gibbon. How many home runs has Hank hit against him? Let's see here. Hanks hit 2 home runs against him. Lee May's got a home run against him. Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas hitting 500 against him. Spawn had a hell of a game against him. 3 for 3 on 1 for 3 with a RBI. How about that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's see who. Well, let's go to the Braves here and pull up Hank. See who the worst pitcher is. Do it that way. Braves. Batter versus pitchers. Bring up Hank Aaron. Let's see who he's given the most trouble against. San Francisco. Well, of course, that's one at bats. He's went 2 for 3. I don't know. How can you have a perfect bat? Oh, that's plate appearances. Sure, he's hitting the Phillies good. Man, he's hitting Maloney good with the Reds. Craig. Let's see who he's hit home runs against. Jackson for the Cardinals, he's hit 2 against. Gibbons, he's hit 2 against. Williams with the Dodgers, 2. Glenn, 2. And then everybody else is 1. That's a pretty cool stat. Let's go back and see who Rogers hit his 42 home runs against. See if anybody's really teed off on. Sure, I'll say he has. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 of them he's hit 3 off of. Shoo. Then 1, 2, 3 more 2 off of. Yeah. Batting 800 against McBride with the Angels. Batting 833 against Moffitt with the Red Sox. Sure. Darn. Look at everybody that he's gotten. How many people has he gotten home runs? Oh, they're not numbered. God darn it. That should be numbered. Let's see here. Team wise. 1, 2, 3. He's hitting 3 home runs against the Orioles. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 against Boston. He's lighting up Boston. The White Sox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 against the White Sox. Just 2 against 2. Yeah, just 2 against Cleveland. Ain't having much success against Cleveland home run wise. Tigers 3, 4, 5, 6 against the Tigers. A's 4. Angels 5. Minnesota 6. And Washington is 2. Old Griffith Stadium ain't very nice to him, I guess. I don't know how many times they played him in Griffith Stadium. You going to do a game later on, Beatles? see here. Let's look at pitching here with the Yankees. See what Whitey's done against everybody. Okay, here, I'll get off here in a few minutes here, Beatles, so you can get on. Let's look at Whitey here. Of course, this thing's not being very cooperative. There's Whitey. See who's gotten a Whitey here. Sure, Jackie Jensen with Boston's gotten a Whitey, hitting 600, 4 home runs. Boston's gotten to him, period. Look at that. Joe Pagliona, 2 home runs, hitting 429. Sure. Gary Geiger hitting 330 against him with a home run. Let's look here. We'll do it by team here. Gentile's gotten a Whitey. That's surprising. Of course, only 5 at bats, but still. The lefty got to him. Busby's gotten to him. Other than that, he's shutting the Orioles down pretty good. Dave Philly's gotten to him. Okay, bud. Sure, old Gus hasn't done shit against him. Look at that. 0 for 13 Gus against Whitey. Sure. Brooks Robinson ain't hitting against him. Brooks is, what is he, 2? 1 for 13. So this is a nice scouting tool. Didn't even know it was in here. See what the Red Sox are hitting the shit out of Whitey. Look at that. Jensen, Pags, Geyer, Hardy, Mazzone. Damn. Red Sox is giving Whitey all he can ask for. He's pitching good against the White Sox. Frank's hitting him. Minnie's hitting him, 330. But other than that, not bad. Gary Bell's, of course, that's only 2 at bats. Still. Al Kaline's hitting pretty good against Whitey, 333. Dick Brown, 333. Old Fernandez, 300. Tigers aren't hitting too bad against him. Old Lumpy, the A's is hitting good against him, 10 at bats. Sebring with A's, not doing bad. Billy Martin, how's he doing against his old drinking buddy? Billy Martin's lighting him up. He's 2 for 3. Old Billy probably took him out and got him drunk and then went to fucking town on him in that game. Old Billy ain't stupid. Yeah, he probably went to New York, went to the Coca Cabana and got him all drunked up. Did you ever hear the story about the first time he faced Whitey? Whitey told him, he says, I'm going to groove you one. Don't hit a home run off of me. I want to show them that they fucked up getting rid of you. So Billy says, okay, Whitey, I promise I won't hit a home run off of you. Whitey grooves him a fastball, and what's Billy do? He hits a home run. Fucking Billy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he did when they traded him. Trading him to the A's. Crazy Billy Martin. I love Billy Martin. Billy was with the Braves this year. See what he did with the Braves. He wasn't with them very long. He started the season out with them. He didn't start any games. Used him as a pitch hitter a few times. He had one hit against Lehman. He was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 for 7. 1 for 7 with a single. Old Billy was. Yeah. My favorite, my favorite freaking Billy Martin story is when he goes with Mick out hunting. They go to a friend of Mick has a big ranch. Mick goes up, drives up, knocks on the door, and asks the guy if they can hunt. He says, "Yeah, can you do me a favor?" He says, "I got an old mule down there. It's in bad shape. Can you shoot him for me before you go hunting?" And Mick says, "I don't want to shoot your mule." He says, "Man, you'll be doing me a favor." He says, "I don't want to have to put the darn thing down. Can you go down there and put the poor mule out of his misery for me?" So, so Mick says, "Okay." So he says, "I'm going to go down and I'm going to mess with Billy." He goes down and tells Billy, he says, "The son of a bitch won't let us hunt on his land." Billy's like, "You're kidding me." He's like, "No, some bitch said no." He says, I grabbed the gun, started walking over towards the barn. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I want to shoot one of his goddamn mules." Billy's like, "No, don't do that." And he's like, "Yeah, I want to shoot one of his goddamn mules." So, oh, Mick shoots the mule. And about that time, he hears like 4 or 5 shots go off. Bang, bang, bang. He turns around and says, "What the hell is going on?" Billy says, "I shot some of his fucking cows." Crazy shit. Crazy stuff, man. Oh, Billy. Yeah, I don't know if they paid for the cows or not. Mm. That's my favorite Billy Martin, Mickey Mantle story. Mm. Nuts. Let's see what else we can look up here. Let's see. Old Willie Mays leading the National League. Oh, yeah, I agree, Carlos. Yeah. My first baseball game I went to see was the Yankee Orioles, and Earl Weaver went out and argued with the third base umpire out in left field. He swore it was a home run. They had that orange line painted out there. He was out there, turned his hat around, and was pointing towards the wall. Oh, Earl was funny. Those guys was funny when they argued back in the day. I miss that stuff. Let's look at Willie Mays, see who he's hit these 30 home runs against. No, he didn't get ejected. No, he just went out and was pointing at the wall. It was one of the most boring games I ever seen. It was a 1-0. I think Lee May, and I can't remember who was pitching for the Orioles. Yeah, 1-0 ball game. Of course, as a 9, 10 year old, it was either my first or second year in Little League. I wanted a 4 to 5 ball games, but yeah, I got a pitcher's duel. Man, oh, Willie's hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitchers. He's got two twice. Old Gibson, Simmons, Dallas Green. Old Lou Burdette's hit 2 home runs against. Old Rockin' Robin, 2 home runs. And old Roger Craig. Some pretty decent pitchers he's hit 2 home runs off of so far this year. Let's go back and see who Mick's hit his home runs against. Mick's got 31 on the year, and like me and Beatles was talking, he's due. Since the first All Star break, he hasn't hit worth a crap. Hopefully, this All Star break gets him straightened out. And let's see Mick's hit his 30 off of. Hitting 2 off of Mossy for Detroit. Old Jim Perry, he's hit 2 off of. Bass, 2 off of. Romas, he's given up. Old Pedro's gave up 2 against Mick and I think 3 against Maris. I think M&M Boys is going to town on old Pedro. Pretty sure. Yeah. 5 home runs the M&M Boys have hit off of Pedro. Sure. Lighting him up. That's for sure. Let's look at Scour and see who he's hit his 30 off of. Moose, like I say, has 30 home runs. Whoa, one past him. There's the Moose. 3 off of Moss. Man, they're lighting him up. Oh, he's hitting 2 off of his teammate now, Bud Daly, when he was with Kansas City. I guess he was glad to come to New York and not have to face the Moose. Let's see how he did against the Yankees, old Bud Daly, when he's with Kansas City. Okay, pitchers against batters. Bring up Daly. He's not pitching bad for the Yanks. Let's see here. Where are we at? Pitchers against batters. Look at the Yankees. See if the Yankees lit him up. Tony Kubek hit good against him. So did Bobby Richardson. Sure. Ralph Terry, the pitcher, did good against him in that game. Must only pitched 1 game against him. Maybe 2. Yeah, maybe 2 games. Pitched well against Roger. Roger was 0 for 5. Mick was 2 for 5. 1 for 5. Pitched good against M&M Boys. Yeah, pitched good against M&M Boys. Just old Moose got to him. Wonder what game he pitched against him. Let's see here. Go to the A's here. See when he pitched against the Yankees. Well, it doesn't say who he pitched against, does it? Darn it. No. Okay, look at the schedule here. Of course, if he didn't get a decision, it's not going to show up either. Not going to show up either if he didn't get a decision. Because I don't think... Oh, it does say starters. Okay. There. On April 22nd, he pitched against them. I have to remember that. That wasn't the Yankees. It was the 15th he pitched against them. April 15th he pitched against them. The 15th, the 10th. It's probably 15th and the 10th. April 15th and March 10th. So we'll go back here and look at April 15th. Kansas City and Yankees. See what happened here. Daly got lit up. 5 2/3, 10 hits, 6 runs. Let's look at the scorecard here. Oh, Scowen and Howard got to him. Oh, Moose with a 3-run homer. And then Howard right back. Bang. Yeah. Yep, that's what happened in that game. The other one was May 10th, I believe. May 10th. Yep. Sure. 11-4. He must have got lit up again. Yes, he did. 6 2/3 and got lit up again. Darn. See who got to him this time. Moose again. Moose killed him, man. Mixed one hit against him. Was a home run, though. Yeah. Sure. Moose had a 2-home-run game. Took him out, though. But 1, 2, 3 of those. That's a grand slam Moose hit. 3 of those runs was charged to Daly. But yeah. Moose was the one. He did the damage to him. A 3-run homer. Sure. Yep. Moose was a one-man wrecking machine against Bud Daly. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to get off here. Beetle says he's going to be on here in a little bit. Do some baseball. I want to thank Carlos 007 and Beatles for stopping by. Mike for stopping by. Hunter for stopping by. And Steve Tate. Check out Steve Tate and Beatles channels. And like I say, if you guys don't know who Michael is, he's the one that does the stadiums for Out of the Park. So anytime you see him, thank him, guys. He does a great job. Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. Thanks for stopping by. Alrighty, guys. You all have a great evening. Until next time, you all take care. And like I say, head on over to Beatles channels here in a little bit and watch some baseball over there. Until next time, you all have a great evening. Take care.